Hello, hello, welcome back once more. Today we've got another fun one. So we've got the Fazz back again. I believe I did this before. Yeah, I did this before. I remember the one I uploaded before. Yeah, so we've got the Fazz back again. A suit that I probably said then, and I'm going to say again, I do not use enough. So, you know, it's gonna be what it's gonna be, I guess. But it is a really cool suit. I enjoy using it. I really need to take it out more. I just kind of don't. And to be fair, it doesn't really suit my usual playstyle, so that's part of why. But it's just neat. Look at it. It's chunky. It's got big single-use gun. Single-use, relatively speaking. I never do well with these things. Really, I just need to get better at actually landing my hits with them. But yeah, if you don't land your hits with them, they just end up being a whole lot of time wasted. You get up here, you spend all your time charging, you get it ready, and then you miss. It's not ideal. Like that. Just like that. I mean, if that had landed, it would have been great, but, now it's time to prep something else and start actually fighting things. Unfortunately, they're not really giving me an opportunity to do that because they're staying behind buildings. I'm trying to get some pot shots here where I can. This guy's peeking a little bit, which is why I'm going to just do some carpet bombing, essentially. But the rockets aren't going that far. You can see they're exploding maybe at the building line, maybe a little bit before it. Can't quite tell. But not hitting my target. Not ending up in my target area. Luckily, they do reload really fast. So we've got them ready again, and now we're actually hitting things. We're far enough forward that we're starting to hit things with them now. There's an interesting distance play here with this one. You do have to be close enough to actually hit with the rockets, so it's not necessarily a sniper exactly in that regards. With the big gun, it can be. Well, sort of. The big gun has good range on it, but the big gun, it has limited operational time, obviously. It's, as you can see, it's still recharging from its single shot. So it's not. It's one of those weapons, like it's the case with like anything that has like one of those big mega particle cannons. It's not really your crutch weapon. It's not your main weapon. But man, if you can start actually landing with them, you're gonna have this one moment of extremely high burst damage. It's fantastic. So I'm just kind of sitting here firing around this corner, trying to get some splash damage with those rockets while I'm making sure my main gun doesn't overheat. They're not providing too much in terms of targets. Looks like the enemy team, or sorry, my team, not the enemy team. My team has moved in, broken up enemy lines. We got a kill with one of the rockets there. That's pretty awesome. Moving up to actually support my team a little bit more. They're all kind of around this building here, except for the one guy that's up there. I don't really have firing angles where I'm at. I'm trying not to get too close, though, because this thing suffers very, very strong when you get it into a melee situation. I believe, I might be misremembering this, it's been a bit since I looked at the stats, but I believe this one has 0 as its base melee defense. So that's very much not ideal. Either that or has 0 as its base melee damage. Don't quite remember. I just remember it does have really big beam sabers that don't do any damage. It's very strange, but at least you can get good knockdowns with them. Standing here to try and get some shots around the corner once they spawn in, but as you can see, I'm a little bit far away to actually do that. This thing's range is, well, as I said, it's not like one of the sniper units. It's not bad range. It's not like it has like this really shrimpy tiny range. It's just not sitting at, gym sniper ranges. You're not going to be hitting things from halfway across the map. So it makes it interesting. But you can see I get good damage off of the main rifle when I actually land with it. Right now we're firing, well, we were firing some rockets around the corner trying to get some damage in, but we got taken down, so we're going to be sitting out for just a little bit, ready to spawn back in eventually. We're trying to get, I'm not landing a lot of them, but I'm trying to get like groups of them with the rockets, because you can just spam those. As you can see, you can spam those into an area and just create these high saturation zones of tick damage. But that's not working out super well. I maybe want to be relying a little bit more on my rifle. Because that, you saw right there, that's the other downside to the rockets. This is really with anything that uses rockets like this, is they just take a while to move. So they are not good, really, at picking out targets and dealing damage. They really are good for exactly that. High saturation areas of damage. I like that I hit with that. That's not what my target was, though. Like that. If like, for instance, your opponent is fighting one of your allies rather than you, and you're in at a side angle, you can start laying in with the rockets, things like that, getting a whole bunch of damage out, just not necessarily on something that is directly engaging with you. Because if something is fighting you and trying to avoid your shots and whatnot, those things take forever to land. Very few of them are probably actually going to hit your intended targets. At that point, it's probably better to use this thing's head Vulcans, since it does have head Vulcans. That is something you probably haven't seen a whole lot of. Hit the shield on that. That's sad. Oh, that's where you can see damage actually stacking pretty well. There you go. Now I'm using the head Vulcans. That right there is where you can see damage stacking pretty well, since someone else was holding him down. The guy from before with the rockets. Since somebody else was actively engaging, I could fire in the rockets. They could deal extra damage on top of what my ally was dealing. Also situations like this, where they're kind of in a choke point, where you can just spam fire at them like that. I'm trying to get the rifle charged to deal extra damage. Oh, I'm trying to use the big gun. I'm trying to get the big gun charged so I can get some good high volume damage, and we fired too late. Oh, I really thought we'd had it there. Oh, that's frustrating. I held that fire for a second longer than I should have. It gave him time to do that dodge roll. Technically, it landed. You saw the 0 damage come up, but it landed after his iframes kicked in. That's unfortunate. I'm moving maybe too close in, trying to get some damage. I think this thing has some stun resistance stuff, because I feel like I should have been stunned already. I gotta check this thing's stats again. There we go. Now we're finally stunned. Trying to back up, use the head Vulcans to pick him off. Was able to. Okay. Alright, that took me by surprise. So we got that kill. Nice. But we are now off field again, waiting to spawn back in again. Shouldn't take too long, right? Yeah, that's not that long. It's not long, though. Our team's doing fine, though. They've created a decent firing line right there. They're holding off the enemy advance. Not taking too much damage overall, either. You're seeing some pips here or there, but for the most part, they are holding their ground. Got that hit, nice. Trying to lay in some damage. Got some damage off of the rockets, that's nice, but he's now dipping around that corner there. He's not going to be able to be hit anymore. Hopefully 3 can handle that. I am going to move over here and try to keep the main force at bay a little bit, or at least add some extra chip damage on top of what my allies are already doing. Getting a little bit focused down. The rest of my team looks like they're backing off a bit. I got a double hit there, nice. Trying to do what I can to hold off enemy advances. This thing's not the best for that due to the nature of its weapons. I don't have a lot of stunning power. I don't have a lot of instant stunning power. It's a lot of more sort of chip damage options. A lot of like stacking chip damage type options, but it is like stacking damage. So, is it good? Yes, but can I just, like, jump in and, like, hold back an entire team? No, I can't do that. So, it's a good support suit. It's a good suit at supporting enemies. Still, I got some damage in. That one's weird. The one on the right there. I forget what it's called, but that one's weird. I digress. Yeah, I got some damage out. Got some okay damage out. This wasn't the best showcasing of the suit, but it was not the worst showcasing of the suit. Didn't land anything with the big gun. If I had, those numbers would probably look different, because one hit with that is a huge pool of damage. It's very satisfying. I did hit with it before in the other video I did, though, so check that one out to see me actually land hits with it. But that'll be that video for today. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see what I get out next time.